What's up guys, Shane here with Fugatech 3D Printing, and today we're checking out some PLA from 3D Printing Canada. Welcome back guys. So 3D Printing Canada contacted me and asked me if I would like to try out some of their filaments. I said yes. So the first one we're going to try out today is their PLA. I also have a few other ones from them that I will review at a later date. But this is their Gray PLA. And let's see what it looks like. But first, the box, and it is super plain. There's no markings anywhere except for a barcode on the back. And here at the top here, it says 3D Printing Canada. Is their sticker, PLA 1.75. It's gray. I'm believing this is some of the batch number. It's saying the nozzle should be 190 to 230. The base plate 60 to 80C. And that's it, little window to see the color in there. And that's all she wrote. Very simple and easy box. All right, and here we have to the shrink wrap, which is not a bag. That's a sad face. Get into there. All right, so we get down into it here. That. It has a very familiar spool, but a little bit different than the other ones. There's a silica pack in there. One side they have their sticker. On the other side they have the other sticker, which tells you that it's gray, the nozzle, and the base plate temperature. And the spool is wrapped in saran wrap on top of being inside of the vacuum seal bag. So that's nice, kind of protects it. Doesn't have too bad of a smell to it. And it's a pretty decent, not quite gunmetal gray, more like a battleship gray, I would say, what it's closer to. And it flexes fairly well before breaking. It is a snap together spool. Looks like it might be a little bit of glue in there. It's stable, doesn't twist at all. The wind is fairly nice. It's pretty tightly wound. It's not very loose, as you can hear, or can't hear. Not much of it is moving when I rub my thumb over it. So, all right, well, we have a full roll here of PLA. Let's use most of it up, get some prints done, and we'll come right back and see how they all turn out. Well, I'll tell you this much. I kind of drained this filament dry and did not even catch it, because here is the companion cube. I'd say about almost 60% complete. I totally ran out with a 20% infill. I wanted this to be a little bit weighty, and I just wasn't paying attention because I clearly printed quite a few large things here. This thing is massive. This is almost the entire height of the CR10. I showed this on my Instagram. But yeah, so I drained this filament dry. It is gone. It's great stuff. It actually performed super duper well. I'm very impressed with it. This entire bit was printed on the OG CR10 with all my modifications on it. But it's the original CR10 that this was used, and it came out great for pretty much everything. Super smooth walls, a little bit of retraction things here and there. This vase looks absolutely amazing. I want to show you guys up close, just the color of it. Most of the ghosting is gone in that printer now, so to have such a, it's very reflective filament, but it's such a clean gray. I really did enjoy the actual color of this, and that's also why I had to print something Star Wars. May the 4th was just a few days ago. Obviously not when this video comes out. It'll probably be weeks before this video actually ends up hit the street. But yeah, I had to print something Star Wars just because it was gray. So let's take a closer look at these and see how they turned out. All right, so here's my maker coin, and not a single thing wrong with it. No under extrusions anywhere. The top was pretty buttery, maybe a little bit over extruded, like 0.01, but it was really, really close. I liked it. A few little wisps under there from before. Over the support, it did actually really, really well. And you can kind of see the pattern in there and the reflection. That's from the Ultra Base pattern, which gives a nice, pretty flat, little bit bumpy feel. You can barely even feel the bumps in that. But overall, really, really nice. It did pretty well here on the overhang as it went up over this hill here. You kind of can see that. You do see some retractions in here and there. So that might have needed a little bit more work on this, but overall, it printed really, really well. Here you have a 200% benchy, which super smooth on it. A few little these pimples here and there, which are easy to take off, but it did really well. There was some type of weird extrusion here, but I think that was a shift in the printer. That was not actually the filament. But again, retractions were really close, off by just a smidge, and this actually was mirrored by mistake. As you can see, the hashtag 3D Benchy is backwards, and the CT 3D XYZ is also backwards. It should have been this way so that you can actually read it. I think because I had this loaded on another printer, which I do have reversed, but this one, I guess I didn't change my settings when I saved it to this one, and here we have that problem. But other than that, I mean, there's no ghosting at all here on the, there's one little thing there. Is that even a ghost? Yeah, maybe there's like one ripple there. So maybe turn my acceleration down just a smidge more. But this also came out great. No real drooping here. So the fan did really well with this filament. So I really like it. I think it came out really nice. Here's a vase I was talking about, and I say if you just look at the way that it reflects off, I did check this is watertight, but it just looks great in this honeycomb type of print. I really like it. The bottom layer, very nice. You can see inside there, really nice as well. Yeah, this was actually probably my favorite print with this filament, just the way it looks, how clean it is, really nice. So I wanted to up the game a little bit, so here I printed a 100% scale TIE Fighter, 100% scale to the model, I should say, TIE Fighter. So here it comes straight at you. Lots of details in there, lots of things going on. This actually prints each side. It's split right down the middle, so you can kind of see the line right here. And it prints each side facing down like this and like that, and then you just glue them together. It did peel up a little bit here on the edges of here. I've had this happen almost every single time I've printed this. This was on the, again, the CR10 with the Ultra Base. It did peel up just a smidge. So I definitely recommend if you're going to print this at the big size, actually this might be 200% actually. Either way, if you're going to print this at all, you probably should go ahead and include the brim, or maybe, I think actually modding this file would be good and just adding tabs to the very ends of each of these wings. That way it's a little more surface area to hold it down, because it's a pretty tiny extrusion. When you watch it go, you're like, oh man, I hope this doesn't curl. And it didn't curl that much, but it did definitely curl some. Either way, I like it. It turned out well. Not too bad for a 0.2 millimeter layer height. Game of Thrones Throne. I've wanted to print this for a while, and this did not come out very well, very good at all. As you can see, there are quite a bit of artifacts in there from the printer. I'm pretty sure I printed this too fast. I think I had it still set to 70 millimeters a second, which I should have set it down to maybe 40 or 50 for this. So you can definitely tell here on the back there are some inconsistencies for the printer, a little bit of the filament. I'm going to blame most of this on the super rapid retraction that's going on here. Same with all the blades up here are not perfectly smooth. That's just the printer, which is printing way too fast for this. But either way, again, I'd wanted to print this for quite a long time. I'm glad I did. And I definitely will be doing this again later with a much slower setting and give myself 2-3 days to actually get this thing printed out. Because this alone took like 40 hours and it was only 100% scale. The companion cube looks great, you know, except for it's missing the top 40-45% of the print. But other than that, it came out really well. Very little to no ghosting in here, so the printer did well. It laid down that first layer super nice. You know, and it was going great until I ran out. Nothing I can say about that. All right, now the big print, I can't really show it on this camera, but I at least want to show you some of the details in there for the printer. And the filament just came out great. You can see through there. There's a hole that runs all the way from the top down. But just looking at this whole thing, it just looks beautiful. Here on the rocks down below, very nice as well. The steps look just gorgeous. I know this is really hard to show on the close-up camera, but I mean, it did come out really well. There were a few overhangs under here that were kind of extreme. As you can see, this was actually two different spots that it started and then it joined together. This part here where they joined together, a little extreme, so I'm not going to fault it for that. It's also on the bottom. Other than that, I am impressed. This took, what, 70 hours to print. This is nearly, I think I said it's to 290 millimeters tall. So it's more height limited than it is width limited. That's sometimes your X and Y will be a little bit too wide to get a full height. But this was practically full height. I usually go down 10 or 15 millimeters from actual height just because I'm afraid it's going to hit the top. And I'd rather just not risk that. So it's big. It's really cool model. This is one of the buildings that I have been wanting to print for a long time. I have a whole list on them on Thingiverse now, and I'm starting to print through more of them now. Just kind of try them out and see how they all turn out. But yeah, super happy with this one. So like I say, 3D Printing Canada, you're doing something right. This PLA is great. It's a good start to the filament that you guys sent me. I have a few other types to try out, but this is the first one we're doing. good extrusion quality. The temperatures was just fine, 200 degrees, everything, 60 seabed on all of these. No real issues aside from printer issues. Again, retraction torture on this sucker right here, and I ran out of filament there. Do need to set retractions a little bit more on the CR10 for this particular filament, but other than that, it's a great stuff. I definitely recommend it. If you guys want to try it out, I'll put a link to their website down below. I don't think they sell on Amazon, but if they do, I'll add that. But the link to their website's not affiliate, anything like that. They didn't give me any money to this review. They just sent it to me and said, hey, would you like to try this out? And I said, yes. That wraps it up, guys. So if you guys enjoyed the video, if you think you want to check this out, let me know down in the comments down below. And if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. Either way, talk to me in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys on these video reviews that I do. If you guys want to stay in touch what's going on, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to, hit that bell icon. That way you get an email notification anytime I upload new content or do a live stream, things like that. And you'll be one of the first ones to know when new videos hit the street. If you guys want to support me financially, lots of ways to do that. Monthly, join the Patreon squad. If you want to do a one-time deal, there's links in the video description for buy me a coffee or Streamlabs tips. And there's a bunch of affiliate links down there. If you don't want to send me any money, you can use my affiliate links, and a little slice of what you buy comes here to help the channel. I appreciate all that you guys do, even if it is just to watch this video. Thanks for watching so much, guys, and until next time, happy printing.